Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a general pick-a-pile reading about what you should try when you have sex with the person you are interested in. So I also wanted to tell you that I am at my sister's house. That's why things look a little bit different. And my sister-in-law is here as well. So if you hear her, just go with the flow. You know how things are. I don't edit, so I want you to get the actual reading. So you're going to hear different noises and see different things, but we'll have the same cards that we use. So decks are in the description box as well as timestamps, and there's a link to my link tree so you can find me all over the internet. And there's also a link to find this exact reading on Etsy. I really just wanted to say thank you to those of you who have been subscribing, those of you who are new watchers. There's like a really big jump in people watching, and it's been really exciting to get to know you guys through those readings on Etsy. So I had somebody the other day who was doing readings about like, oh, I like this person and I want to try it with this person. And it was just really fun to get to know them. So I really appreciate those of you who get those Etsy readings. Today we are not doing a what's in the box, but I still have my same camera. So if the camera zooms in, we will pull a clarifying card from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And don't forget, even though we don't have what's in the box, to use your intuition, because intuition is what is the most important thing. If there's something that I say and it doesn't fit for you, you don't want to try and force it, because then you might make a choice that's not your choice. So if you want something that's specific for you and not a general pile, you can get those readings on Etsy. So I also have, because I was flying to go see my sister, I also have different little charms this time because I needed something that was really small to be able to fit in my bag. So we have a teeny tiny little dolphin and a little spoon, and then we have the little wings. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move everything forward. I have a little bit of a different setup, as you can see. So we're going to start with the people who chose the dolphin. I'll put that up there so you can see what's going on. So I pulled some message cards, and the message would be what you should say or kind of things you should talk about with. I know that there's something I am supposed to spend time with you. I am supposed to um, get to know you. You're somebody who's going to be really important in my life. I'm just pulling the cards as the camera zooms forward so we can get some information. So for this person, you might say something like, I know that you're the one. I know that you're somebody who I'm supposed to be spending time with. And the clarifying cards that pulled up for that were the sun. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. So for some of you, the reason that you will know that this person is the one when you're having this sexual relationship with them is because you're just going to find this happiness. You're going to know, oh, this is either a soulmate, this is my twin flame. And then there's another group of you, because whenever two cards come up, it normally is like you have to choose which group that you fit in. So the other card is showing up as the reverse empress. Now, the reverse empress is about depending on others too much. So for some of you, you're going to meet this person and you're going to be like, I know you're the one. And you're going to be right. You're going to have the sun. You're going to have this happiness. And then for others of you, your intuition is going to be off about the situation. Then you're going to be dependent on this person. So if you find the idea of walking away from the person who you are dealing with to be just debilitating, you're like, oh no, I wouldn't even be able to live if I weren't with them, then you're really in a place where you're actually more dependent on them. And then it's not a healthy place to be. You should be able to walk away from a person knowing that you can walk back to them. Like nothing's ever final. So you have to figure out which one of these two groups you are in because they are almost polar opposite. So this is where the intuition is going to come in and you're going to know which one you're in. And then the third message that is, I want to touch your body. So this person really will enjoy having sex with you, and you really do want to know that they're just going to want to have their hands on you. They're going to really enjoy public displays of affection. They're really going to enjoy just being like, I want to give you a hug or a kiss on the forehead. This person is very affectionate. So that's something that you would really want to say to them, because sometimes knowing what someone wants, it allows you to have the conversation where you're like, oh, well, if you want this, that's cool. I want that too. And you can have that conversation. So these are some of the things that they would say to you, or you would hear them or want to say to them. So then something to be aware of is showing as the reverse world. And the reverse world is about things being unfinished and having lessons that aren't done. So for some of you, these could be karmic situations that you're coming into. And you could have, that's why there's the two different things. You're dependent on others and you're afraid to be alone. So you're in this place where when and over again, after these relationships, you really want to look and be like, what do I want to carry over into the next relationship? What didn't feel like it was a good thing? You really want to evaluate it, just kind of like how when you leave a job and they do a final evaluation or like an exit interview, like when your closure comes when you evaluate the situation and what happened. So you're going to want to make sure that you are aware of that when you're coming into this next relationship. Have you done the work? Have you figured out what went wrong, what went right, what you liked, what you didn't like? So that's really going to be important for you in the next situation that you come into. The other thing to be aware of is the reverse King of Wands. So the reverse King of Wands is not ready yet. For some of you, you've been talking to a guy, you've been talking to a girl, you've been talking to somebody who you feel like, oh, they're going to be in my life. And the cards really want you to know that they're not ready for that. So the reason that you're maybe not having that sexual connection with them, either you haven't started having sex with them, or you feel like when you are having sex, it's a little bit off. It's because the person who is the masculine energy, which could be identifying as male or female, but the person whose energy is the most masculine isn't ready for a relationship. And the clarifier that pulled up on the I want to touch your body is showing up as the reverse Seven of Cups, which is about some clarity. So even with hearing this, some of you are gaining some clarity. I really felt like when it was talking about the reverse world that some things clicked for some of you, like, oh, wait, this is something that happens, because you will have the same patterns, but you can have different people playing those same roles where you're having to kind of decipher, oh, that always hurt my feelings when my second cousin said that when I was a kid or whatever. And you'll have to go through and kind of untangle what is going on in order for you to get to that happy sun situation. So then the romance energy, now you are going to use your intuition. You're going to decide if this is yours, theirs, or the connection between the two of you. So I'm just going to let you either pause or think for a moment. And the energy is connection. Finding ways to connect makes it easier to keep the connection over time. So that information is where the romance energy is. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. And if you needed specific information because your situation might be a little bit different, you can find the link to the Etsy reading down below. And then don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. All right, so let's go to the second group of people that chose the little tiny spoon. So these are some messages that you're going to want to say to your person when you have sex with them. So this can be people who haven't had sex yet, or they've had sex and they're kind of thinking, oh, I want it to be better. So you'll kind of be able to see how things work for you. So, one of the first things that could be exchanged between the two of you is, I want to touch your naked flesh. So, this person really wants to have a sexual relationship with you and they really want you to talk about it. So this person really enjoys hearing you describe what you like or talk about what you want. So you're really going to have to be vocal with this person because this is something for some of you are like, ooh, that's risque. Like this person really enjoys talking about it. So you're going to really have to get used to that. So then the second one says, you are my mirror. So often in like a twin flame relationship or a soulmate relationship, you'll see people referred to as mirrors. So they're going to find though that if there's something that you're seeing in the mirror that you don't like, you don't change the mirror, you change the person making the reflection in the mirror. So if you don't like, oh, well, when I message him, he doesn't message me back. And then when I finally hear from him, I make him wait the same amount of time he made me wait. Okay, so you're just reflecting back what happened. So you're actually making the next time you don't hear from that person, you're making it last longer and longer because it's a mirror effect. So what you're going to want to do, I read this very early. I was like, whenever you hear from somebody that you love, always write back to them or call them back or whatever, because that's what you ultimately want. And if you don't reply or don't talk to that person, you're actually kind of shooting yourself in the foot because you're not the only person who's not really getting what they want is you. So you're in your own way. So that's something really important to remember in this situation. Let that person know, I really pay attention to you and what's going on. The third one says, wow, I think about caressing your naked body. So that's the same, idea as the first one. I want to touch your naked flesh. This person really wants a sexual relationship with you. So for some of you, this could be like a friends with benefits situation, somebody who you're just really having a lot of really good sex with them. And there's a possibility that for some of you, this could be somebody who it could form into more of a relationship, but definitely this person wants to have sex with you. So then be aware of in the situation is showing up as the reverse 5 of Wands. And the reverse 5 of Wands is about problems being solved and things being successful. So you're really having an opportunity with this person right now. If you are like in a friends with benefits relationship, or if it is just about the sex, you really are able to take it to a different level with this person. That opportunity could be there. So you'll really want to have a conversation with them and see if that is what they're looking for and if it matches up with what you want. So then the other thing to be aware of is showing up as the reverse wheel. So the reverse wheel is about like bad luck and things being out of control. And this is a major arcana card. And in this reading, it really seems that there's some of these things that are kind of out of like for some of the like that wheel is going downhill. Like you guys started the relationship as a friends with benefits. You started the relationship saying, hey, here's some of my nude pictures. And it's going to be really hard for you to do like this switch in the relationship where you're like, okay, now I want you to take me out to dinner. Like it's really interesting because even in the car, there's like 3 naked girls just like sitting all around waiting. Like they're all waiting for possibly the same person. So you really want to be aware of in this situation that this might not have the potential for the romantic longevity that you are looking for. So the romance oracle card says wedding party. You or your partner are getting ready for a fantastic wedding party. So some of you potentially could be going to weddings of friends or going to receptions. I know there's a lot of people who plan weddings like for February, for Valentine's Day. And it could be possible that for some of you, where you're in this like energy of soulmate and you are my mirror, that this connection could possibly turn around and it could result in a wedding party. But that would be a very small, small portion of you. But thank you so much for letting me read for you. And if you would like to find out exactly like what's going on with that wedding party or what's happening with my person, you can go and do the link to the Etsy shop below. And then don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And now we're going to do the third group that chose the wings. So these are three things that you could say, or you could possibly hear the other person say to you while you are having a sexual relationship. And then we have two tarot cards of things for you to be aware of. And then we have a romance energy card, which can be about your connection. You will actually be doing this. You will be deciding what this one represents, because I want you guys to be able to use your intuition for readings. So, the first thing that you could possibly say or hear them say, you are a dream come true. So, this connection really has this feeling of like high school sweethearts or people who have really been connected for a long time. For some of you, there are past life connections with this person. For some of you, you're astrally projecting to this person, but you might possibly, while you're having sex with this person, hear something like, I've seen you in my dreams, or you are a dream come true. You could also possibly hear, you make me tingle, which would really make sense with those groups where there's the astral projection, because you're going to feel that person's energy. So you're going to wake up and you're going to feel body parts that are tingling. You're going to feel like you almost feel that person like uh, leaning over you, and you're going to know it's them. You're almost going to wake up and be like, wait, what happened? Where'd that person go? I thought they were here. And that's really where this tingling is coming from, is it's energetic. So then the third one is, let's find our tickle spot. So this person really enjoys this like light-hearted connection that they have with you. For some of you, this is somebody who, this is your first relationship. It just really fell into place and there was ease and you guys found love and things are really going well for the people who chose this group. So then the tarot card that shows up is the reverse 8 of Wands, and the reverse 8 of Wands is about some travel issues or some delays, maybe a little bit of frustration. It could also be like this person really enjoys feeding their partner. For some of you, that could be something that you would want to talk about when you're having sex, like, hey, let's eat this fruit together. But you also want to be aware that you're not really going to want to bring up problems with this person when they're in this sexual energy. They really don't have the focus to be able to talk about your frustrations and problems while you're in this sexual energy. So you're going to want to make sure that you kind of designate a time where you're talking about what you need to talk about, because they have a very focused personality and perspective. So the other card is showing up as the upright fool card, which is about a beginning and it's about taking a fresh look at something. So for some of you, you have been asked out by this person already and you grew up with them. So you kind of feel like, oh, I can't go on a date with the kid from next door who, we used to play water balloons with. Like you kind of made this seem like, well, we're really friends and I don't want to mess that up. But the basically excuse me, the major arcana here that has more of the weight, which is like divine timing, is the one that's really having you go forward and want to go forward. So it's interesting because this card is talking about delays with travel and this one's talking about beginning travel. So for some of you, this relationship is going to help you with growth. Like you're going to be together for a very long time because at each level you're helping each other level up, so you continue to stay connected because you keep the growth pattern the same. So then the romance card is relaxing. Relaxing with your partner is a perfect way to connect. So I feel that this connection between the two of you is very sweet and kind. You really enjoy it. You feel very safe and secure in it. Both parties do. So you just kind of wanted to see what you could do to make the sex better, because this is a very connected group. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. And if you would want a specific reading to find out what your connection is with your person, you can go to the Etsy connection down at the bottom. And then don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And thank you for so much. It's really weird ending a video without what's in the box, but I don't have it. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I look forward to reading for you again.